Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're getting a second limit break request for this month. So we had a very easy one earlier this month, till like the 11th I believe, and now we're getting a new one from the 11th to the 21st, so make sure you end up wrapping up that other one. I think it should still be out, but I could be wrong. Either way, this one I hope is regular rewards, so that way we get the whole like 500,000 transcendence points, and then we also had the old one which I gave, or the other one from this month I gave us 300,000. Which would be pretty good. I like saving up some transcendence points. But yeah, gonna be here till the 21st, and let's see who the best team is going to be. So human enemies, mind enemies. Obviously, this is gonna be Byakuya yet again. Heart damage times 2, range damage times 2, killer effect times 4. Yep. So 100% going to be for the new 1,000 or lower heart Byakuya, because he's absolutely insane. There's probably some other characters that you could use as well. Just damage from attribute advantage enemies have, and then there's burn on the ground, so you gotta be wary of that. But there's a few characters that you could just use, like, and you might just lose like a rule, and you should be fine. But yeah, and then we have for slot 2 a Roncar speed, technique attribute damage times 2, melee damage times 2, and then killer effect times 5. So we're probably going to be wanting to bring the new 1,000 or lower Bambietta. Her banner just dropped again. Either today or tomorrow it drops. I'm not sure if it's already out or not. Up to you if you want to summon. I'm not doing a single step on it, but best luck if you consider summoning for her. But people who already have her are probably going to be absolutely destroying those second slots. And then the third slot is a Soul Reaper heart characters. So probably Farukia is what it looks like. Mind attribute damage times 2. So basically you just have to bring a mind attribute enemy, or a mind attribute enemy, and you're golden. Like you don't really need to bring a certain character or anything. There's not that many rules besides you want to bring a mind character for that damage time, for that times 2 damage. You don't have to, but it would probably be for the better. So yeah, that would probably be the top 3 best units for it. And let's see if any replacements for those 3 characters. So mine, or heart, let's go heart, human, and then range. I assume that this is going to be absolutely nobody. Yep, go figure, legitimately nobody. But I think if you take off, it is killer damage times killer effect times 4, so maybe if you take off range. Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm pretty sure you want to bring a heart character simply because of the rule where your damage from attribute advantage enemies is halved. So keep that in mind. So maybe you just take off the human killer. Maybe you just lose the killer. You keep the range damage times 2, and then you keep the heart attribute damage times 2. And then there's a bit more. There's a bit more. I swear Tosh is ranged. Oh, he's not. He is. He's just not a human killer. That's why. My bad. I was like, I swear this bro is ranged. So, yet again, another good option, just like last time, is going to be 1,000 or lower Toshiro. He's absolutely insane. Ruruka would be pretty good. Rangiku will be decent. Noel will be pretty good. If you really want to do it, you could try 6th Anniversary Aizen. Maybe a Max Transcendent one can, like, do decent. But yeah, that is pretty much it for range characters. Now, if you take off ranged, who could you potentially end up using? So you only have the heart attribute damage times 2, and then that's pretty much it at this point. You could use like Tora, I guess, if you really want to. Trushikai, Ichigo, or Kilgay would probably be some of your best bets just because of their insane damage output. They would still be at a severe disadvantage, but I mean, Ichigo is still pretty good. It's weakening, he has last rate. Only 20% Berserker, but it should be fine. He also has complete status immunity. Frenzy 2, Bombardment, increased status summon chance against, well, they're humans, so I guess it doesn't even matter that much. Still represent Quincy's. Damage to weaken and last rated enemies. SP boost to 80%. Still a very, very good character. It'll just be a bit annoying because you don't have all the rules, so that's probably why. Hopefully they're not overly tanky. But Kilgay is also going to be a very, very good option. Now, obviously, you're going to have to avoid the burn pulls on the ground or give him an immunity. But he does have the heart attribute strong attack recharge minus 20%. But for this GQ, or this limit breaker, it looks like you're probably only going to be bringing different attributes, which is kind of unfortunate. But I mean, he also has, like Rampage. He's got Frenzy 2, damage to drain enemies, SP boost of 80%. he's going to be very, very good. Very, very good if you end up bringing him. And also an extremely good kit. You know what? 3K Link Beam, Vortex, SA3, full screen. Beautiful strong attack kit. So yeah, that would probably be your best bets for this slot. And that's pretty much it. Now for slot number 2, you'd be bringing a Tech or Wrong Card Killer, Melee Killer. Which there's a couple. Mainly so Bambietta, Kaname, if you really want to. I don't really suggest it. Or the Grimjaw. This is who I ended up using. Last time it was a Bambietta one, and it was awful. At 5.5, he still just hits like a wet noodle. But you're probably going to be wanting the killer effect mainly. So let's see. You know, maybe you take off the melee. Is there any ranged characters? I believe so. There's a few. There's 1000 above Rangiku you could end up bringing. She's decent, especially if you get a lot of procs with her strong attack damage or her lacerate, because she also does have the increased technique attribute sword per damage to status and affect the enemies, and then she also has you know, lacerate. I thought she had, oh, I gave her damage to lacerate enemies. Okay, that's what I ended up doing. So yeah, I recommend giving her that, so that way whenever she procs a status helmet, lacerate, she does just way more damage. So yeah, keep that in mind. And I want to say that it's burn on the ground, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong on this one. I don't have the entire image, but I'm pretty sure it's burn on the ground. Correct me if I'm wrong, probably might be wrong. And then 1000 above Horizon, still a very, very good NAD character. But for some reason, some GQs, even when he has most of the rules, he feels great, and then some GQs he feels mid. So try him out. Maybe they don't have so much HP where you can just chunk them down. We'll have to wait and see. But I think if you have him 2.5 or more, or like 5.5, I think he should be fine. You know, Bruiser 60%. He has the attack boost whenever he procs a status element. He has the gauge effect as well, where he gets an extra 100% Bruiser. He has fire resistance, so hopefully there is fire on the ground. Increased status summon chance against speed attribute enemies, and you know, attack boost 80%. Also has a multi-berry, he has poise. You know, he has an enhanced boost as well. He's gonna be a very, very good character. And I guess I could just check, what does Bambietta have? That's probably what's on the ground, because Bambi is an extraordinary character for this, even though she does have freeze resistance, so it's probably gonna have freeze on the ground. I forgot. Burn is slot 1. Burn is slot 1. My bad. So second slot is freeze. Of course they swap it around. But yeah, she's gonna be a very, very good character. You know, Havoc. You know, Berserker of 40%. She does have Frenzy too. The Debilitator 5 seconds. Increased status summon chance against a wrong card. She has a higher chance to proc against only the wrong cards and the Limit Breaker. She also has Long Shard built in, which is pretty good. And then she just has a bunch of GQ skills, but it still helps, because I think it's 30 outside of GQ, 10% more melee damage outside of GQ, SP boost of 80%. And then she has Paralysis and Weakening, which is a pretty good combo. And then she has the enemy defeat bonus of increased killer effect by 20%. So she has that going for her. And then who else is there? Really not a whole lot. So maybe we can just take off the killer and go melee. Opens up a wee bit, like Safui Toshiro, Ichibe, maybe Safui Retsu, and that's pretty much it. Ichibe is still a very, very good gauge character, but without all the bonuses in Limit Breaker, I don't really see him being that fun to use, to be honest. I really don't. I have heard people use Safui again before on Limit Breaker quest, because, you know, he has the poison, and maybe you get a lot of lucky procs. You could potentially do well, but that was very early on. I don't know how he does against, like, all these poison enemies, so you could try him and give him a shot. With Safui Toshiro, his gauge mechanic is pretty annoying. He's not going to have all the rules, so I don't know how well he's going to perform, but he's an option. He's an option. You know, he has the gauge effect, 100% more Berserker. Full stamina only, increased strong attack damage by 40%. Full stamina by 20%. You know, Berserker at 40%. Shared complete status immunity, but he doesn't actually share it, which is kind of unfortunate. Bombardment, SP boost, Frenzy 1. He's fine. He should be okay. Right? He should be okay. And then, yeah, that is pretty much it for that. I mean, unless you want to take off the melee, then, I mean, maybe you could go like Shinji or Gremmy if you really want to just gung-ho it. Maybe Tendra will be fine as well. And then yeah, that is pretty much it for tech. You could try Quincy Ichigo as well, but yeah. But these two might be some of your best bets. You know, these three right here, and then Rangiku. Rangiku could be very, very good, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that is the slot 2. Now it's for slot 3. Mind, Soul Reaper Killer. That is a just mind character, no range or anything. And then there is weakening on the ground, so keep that in mind. Oh yeah, Rukia doesn't actually have Soul Reaper Killer. She has, I was gonna say, like, wait, where did Rukia go? She has increased status on a chance against Soul Reapers. Gosh, that is so annoying. They should have given her a second killer just for Soul Reaper. But it is what it is. She has, you know, recharge minus 14%. She has freeze and drain. She's probably going to be very, very good. Her SA2 is a boost, which I believe stacks and helps your other teammates, I believe, in the Breaker quest. Just like how in IZ you can drop a boost and then swap to your other characters. They still get the boost. She has Havoc, full stamina only, reduced strong attack cooldown minus 6%. She has a Berserker value of 50%, complete status immunity, Frenzy of 2, Debilitator 5 seconds, increased status, which is like one of her biggest strong suits, especially for this Limit Breaker. She's gonna have a very good chance of proccing ailments. I wish she had a damage ailment, to be honest, like freeze and lash rate, or freeze and burn, which would be kind of funny. But you know, that way when you froze the enemy, you were continuously doing damage over time. But it is what it is. You know, more melee damage. She has the Enhancer, Marauder, Booster, increased killer effect, and then SP boost to 80%. And she has a pretty decent kit. She should be fine. She should be fine. People complain about her kit, just like I did. But her SA3 is good. Her SA1 is okay. And then her SA2 is kind of like whatever. But it should be fine, especially since she has literally all the rules going for her. The like one rule, but you know. Another character you could end up using is a character like Ishin. I feel like it's going to be Ishin or Yuha or White. Most people are going to be bringing, just because I think they are more fluid, especially for Limit Breaker quests. Because Rukia is a bit slow, I won't lie, in terms of like her mobility. But Ishin, you know, he has 40% SP boost. He has Lash Rate and Burn. He does have Weaken Resistance as well, so you know, you should be immune to the resistance on the ground, which is going to be very nice. Berserker of 50%, you know, Devastation, Rampage, Frenzy F2, Debilitator, increased status on a chance against heart attribute enemies. Honestly, might go Ishin, to be honest with you. I think he has a very, very good kit. You know, he's weak in defense as well. And SP boost of overall 120%. Like, the fact that he has increased status on a chance against heart attribute enemies, and all the enemies are heart attribute, and, you know, I think I might end up just using him. But obviously, we have to wait and see how it goes. Ishin's going to be absolutely insane. And then any other character like Yuha, obviously, absolutely bonkers character. 8th anniversary White is going to be absolutely exceptional. 7th anniversary Ichigo going to be terrible as well. He's still a good character. And then anything below that, I don't really recommend, to be honest. That's like 7th anniversary, just kind of like started some insane power creep. You could use Asna if you really wanted to, but I wouldn't really recommend it. And then that's probably it, to be honest, because you want to bring a mind character. So yeah, my slots are probably going to be Byakuya, and then Rangiku probably, or Gremmy. Just gonna, like, maybe they still perform fine without killer, kind of curious. And then slot 3 is probably gonna be either Ishin or Yuha, to be honest, unless Rukia absolutely surprised me and she just feels really good in Limit Breaker. But I just feel like she's a bit clunky, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. But like Ishin, Rukia, Yuha, White, all gonna be very, very good characters. Let me know down below who you are gonna be using. Kind of curious. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care and peace out.